Hello, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Trinka, and I'd like to welcome Miss Roberts' friends. As Miss Roberts said in our Math About Me activity, that sometimes you'll see teaching videos from her, and sometimes you'll see teaching videos from me. So my name is Mrs. Trinka, and I do teach second grade. So today, our little video lesson is going to be about Molly Lou Melon. Stand tall, Molly Lou Melon. And you should have heard this book in your morning meeting this morning. So let's talk a little bit about Molly Lou Melon. I'm going to show you something on my screen here. Let's see. Okay. All right. So today we're going to talk about characters. So the characters are the people or animals who are in a story. Okay, who are in a story. So the characters in Molly Lou Melon were, do we remember who they were? Were Molly Lou and her grandma and Ronald Durkin, who wasn't very nice in the beginning, was he? And then all the kids in the class. So today we're going to talk about external character traits and internal character traits. Okay, so the external character traits are what we can see with our own two eyes. So, like the character's hair, the color of the hair, the length of the hair. So, like if I were a character in a story, my hair is brown and it's about medium length. Okay, so you're describing what the character looks like, what you can actually see with your eyes. We can describe their clothing that they're wearing, what kind of clothing, what color they're wearing. We can describe their height. That means how tall they are. So are they tall, short? And their facial expressions. Those are the faces that you make. So if I'm like this, that's a facial expression of smiling. If I'm like this, that's a facial expression of I'm looking surprised. And we can describe a character's actions. So are they running? Are they laughing? Are they talking? Are they playing basketball? Okay, so the external character traits are what we see with our own two eyes. Now, let's move to our internal character traits. Internal. These are things that are going on with the character that we cannot see with our eyes. So it's what the characters are thinking, what they're feeling. Okay? So we learn that a character's personality shows through their thoughts and words and feelings. Okay? So I'm going to switch our screen here. And I'm going to show you my document camera. Okay, so I'm going to switch our camera here. Let's see. Camera. Okay. All right, so we had our book, Stand Tall, Molly Lou Melon, that you heard in morning meeting, either from me, Mrs. Trinka, or Mrs. Roberts. Okay, so let's go page by page and let's talk about these character traits. Okay, so I'm going to make a T chart, just like this. Okay, and these are going to be my external character traits, and these are going to be my internal character traits. Okay, so remember, the external character trait is what we see with our eyes. Our internal character traits are what the character is thinking or feeling. Okay, so let's look at Molly Lou. Let's find some character traits. Well, on this first page, if you remember, it talked about, it says Molly Lou Melon stood just taller than her dog. Now, I don't know about you, but dogs are pretty small. Let me see if there's a way that you can see my face. Okay. Okay. So one way that we can describe Molly Lou is that she was short. Molly Lou was short, and you can't really see that well, so I'm going to go back over this in red. Molly Lou was short. Okay, let's see if we can find another external character traits. Let's see, it says Molly Lou Melon had buck teeth that stuck out so far she could stack pennies on them. So Molly Lou, she had buck teeth. That's something that we can see. You look at this picture right here, you can see her buck teeth. There we go. There's her buck teeth. She had a voice that sounded like a bullfrog being squeezed by a boa constrictor. So she had a squeaky voice. She had a squeaky voice. Let's see what else. Molly Lou Melon was often fumble-fingered. That means she had a case of the dropsies. She dropped stuff all the time. Mrs. Trinka is very fumble-fingered, so I have a connection. Fumble-fingered. That means that she dropped things a lot. Fumble-fingered. Okay. She moved to a new town. Okay, we find out that she's good at football. She scored that touchdown. You remember that? Okay, now let's talk about some of Molly Lou's internal characteristics, things that we can't see. Okay, let's talk about her feelings at first. How do you think she was feeling when she had to move to a new school? How do you think she was feeling? Let's see. How do you think she was feeling? I think she was probably feeling sad that she had to move away from her grandma and all her friends and start in a new school. I bet she was a little nervous to start in a new school, don't you think? Yeah, but she went to that school. She was nervous and she was sad, but she also showed us that she was brave. She was brave because she tried new things like playing football, even though she was fumble-fingered. She showed us that she was confident. She was confident. Her grandma had told her to believe in herself, so she did. So that means she was confident. And we know that she was kind. She was always kind to Ronald Durkin. Okay, so these are our external and internal character traits. So now I'm going to switch my camera back. Let's see. Okay. Back. Okay. So we have learned about character traits, external, what we see them do, like how they look and their actions. And then we've learned about internal character traits, how the character is feeling, what they're thinking. Okay? All right, boys and girls, as you read books throughout this whole year, I want you to be thinking about those characters and their internal and external traits. Okay,